Hi, this is Ryder, and you're watching loudguitars.com. The best kind of guitar there is a loud guitar.
Hi, this is Pam from Loud Guitars, and I'm sitting here with Ruyter from Nashville, Pussy. How you doing tonight?
Fucking swell. Were
What?
swear?
Absolutely.
Okay, fuck.
It's encouraged.
Fuck. That's for my mom.
Yeah, my mom too. She taught me all my best ones. So, if you were going to introduce Nashville Pussy to somebody who'd never heard of your band, what would you say to them?
It's like a good old fashioned, sweaty, let your hair down, rock and roll. It's like sometimes we say it's like having sex for the first time. You know, it's like dirty and fast and over with too fast, and over with too quickly, and then you want more.
You know what? I saw you guys. I don't remember where it was, but I saw you in Montreal not that long ago, and the show kicked ass.
Montreal's a good place for it.
And you're right, it was over far too soon.
They're like, I want more. How do I get more? Like,
And it's a nice venue tonight. It's intimate, and the fans can get up close to the band.
yeah, that's always good. I like that. No, just kidding.
But is it a really different experience when you're playing if you're on a stage that's kind of removed from the crowd, or when the crowd can come quite close?
I don't know. No, it's not a. It's a different experience if you take like a mic to the mouth. That sucks. You know, that's never any fun. Or some guy's grabbing at you or something like that. It's then you kind of welcome like security guards and things like that. But generally, it's like I don't know. When I'm on stage, I just kind of shut my eyes and disappear. So it doesn't matter whether you're playing in front of a billion people or like two people. It's like it's more of an intimate, personal thing.
Look what arrived! Yeah, you. Hi. There we go. Thank. Okay, perfect. We're going to be sitting here for a bit. Can I catch you on the way back? Brilliant. Thank you so much. A little bit of pre-show warming up here. Cheers. Cheers to you. Cheers to you, Miss Cameraman person.
All right.
I actually saw a show where. Do you have a lot of trouble with fans grabbing? Because I was at a
so
show.
much, but it's like sometimes, and it's like since day one, like when we were playing in like little itty bitty punker clubs than this, we've had to deal with shit like that. That's you.
No, it's not.
No, it's me. Never mind.
Do you have to answer that?
I'm gonna ignore it. But you know, we've always had to do like our own security, at least in the beginning. So we learned how to protect ourselves quite a bit, and like I learned how to aim a boot directly in a guy's face.
I've actually witnessed that.
Yeah, I'm really good at like I can do the fake, like the warning fake, like 1 inch away. I can do that. I don't care how drunk I am. I can still nail it. And then like you know I can get closer and closer and closer, and then I can kick your fucking teeth out. You know like when necessary, I can do my own security. But plus I got the stage to my advantage. I got a total height advantage. So.
Yes, that's true. No.
I can stretch too. I can kick way above my head. So.
Well, that's good. So that's something you have to practice at.
I can practice every night. It seems like.
Now, did you always know that this is what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I wanted to be a rock star since I was 6. I went as Ziggy Stardust for Halloween when I was 6 years old, or I was like 5 because I was my birthday's in November. Was Ziggy Stardust, and you know all the other girls were like gypsies and witches and stuff like that, and they're like, "What are you?" It's like, isn't it obvious I'm Ziggy Stardust? And nobody knew who it was.
And where did that come from? What was
my parents are crazy fucking hippies, and they raised me to be like ignorant of gender issues and stuff like that, and then just whatever I wanted to do, they encouraged me. Like I started playing piano when I was 3, and I think they hired a teacher to stand behind me and just let me like smash the piano for like a year and just stand there going, oh, that's so good, Ryder. Oh, you're doing that. Did you just come up with that yourself? Like just offer encouragement, like you know, I could do no wrong. And then they taught me. Then I learned how to actually play, and then graduated into guitar. I guess when I was like 8, and my dad had a guitar. We had a drum kit in the living room. My mom played drums, and like so there's always music everywhere. And like once I decided I wanted to play guitar, they were like, yeah, go for it.
excellent? And so your house was where your friends hung out.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, this is in fact, people were actually at one point in elementary school, kids were banned from going to my house because everyone would come over and get naked. Like we used to, like we were like I don't know what happened. As soon as he walked in that door, it's like clothes came off. We're like 8, like everyone's running around naked. Like it was like the crazy house, and the house looked like it was a crazy hippie house. It was like there's broken stairs. It looked like it was haunted from the outside. And we had tons of animals, and like I mean, it was the crazy house. And so yeah, all the kids would come over, like all the way through high school. My parents were like the cool parents.
That's cool. And so did you have a band in high school?
I had a band in high school. Yeah, it was kind of it was these two dudes who were really into science fiction, and they they had a band called First Degree Flight, and we never performed ever, but we recorded like this really trippy shit, and with my father's, you had 2 cassettes, and you could record onto one track and then put it on the other one and then record another track on top of it and then switch and then continue. And so I played fretless bass. I sang harmony to myself. I played 1 guitar track. I did like 5 tracks on this thing, and like I don't know, it was kind of Pink Floydy. It was really not, and it was all about like some novel that the guys had read that I hadn't read, and it was like at one point I remember we had a changing of opinions where I wanted to start playing. I wanted to play Alice Cooper. I think is what was the straw that broke the camel's back. They're like, no, we want to play Marillion. It's like
okay.
I'm going Alice Cooper, like Marillion, like fuck you, fuck you.
And that was the end of that. And when did Nashville Pussy get together?
Not until I think it was like '96 or something like that. Like my husband and I have been together for about 3 years, and he was in another band, 9 Pound Hammer, and so we were working on making his band the greatest band in the world, and they imploded, and from the ashes of 9 Pound Hammer, the Nashville Pussies were born. So.
Oh, that's great. That's nice. So you get to have your family and be on the road and do the rock and roll thing. Yeah. And we touched on it earlier, but I have to ask for the camera what it's like being a woman in such a male-dominated industry. Do you feel like you're blazing a trail, or do you feel like whatever?
I'm blazing a trail for myself right now. For some strange reason, I'm now getting more comfortable with not being one of the dudes. Like I used to always be kind of like be one of the guys thing, and now it's like now I'm starting to feel more comfortable being the only woman, and it's like I just joined I joined this metal band called Dick Delicious and the Tasty Testicles, and they're like a bunch of obnoxious. It's like joining a bunch of 10-year-old boys, but they're all in their 30s and 40s, and like they basically write about all their songs are about like farting and pooping, and like it's all like it's just racist and misogynist and just everything. And like I've joined the ultimate boys club, and the first thing I did when we went on tour was I handed the guys a big box of tampons. I was like, can you put this in the van for me? And like guys were like, God damn it, Ruyter. And I was like, just kidding, man, it's cool. And I took it back, and then the next day I got my period, and I was like, and then like I can't remember, at one point I started crying over something. I was crying in their van, and then I cracked myself up because I was crying. I was like, this is too fucking funny. I was like, you guys got a girl in the van now, and it's like, and I'm crying and I'm bleeding. It's like it's like, joke's on you, I'm in your van. It was so cool. So now I think I'm being more comfortable in being a total woman instead of just like trying to be like one of the guys. Like
I guess it comes with a little bit of age, right? I guess
so.
Even though we don't age, right?
Of course not.
No. Who does the writing in your band?
Blaine does the majority of everything, and then we're like he writes punk rock songs, and then Jeremy the drummer and myself turn them into like more like anthemic rock songs. Like I guess we're the bells and whistles or something like that. So it's from the little stage to the big stage.
Yeah, a collaborative effort.
Yeah, but he does the writing, and then we turn it into something fantastic.
Yes, and fantastic it is, absolutely. How about recording? How do you guys attack that?
Well, we record. Me and Jeremy and Blaine we're the core, and we do generally all the pre-production with like a producer or something like that. We put the songs together, and then we send it off to our bass player, and she writes her shit, and then she'll come in. Like, when we finally get in the studio, we usually record live, like all in one room, with the amps in separate rooms and all that. And but we've always done it live, and I don't know, it just makes all the difference in the world, really.
Yeah, it makes it raw, right?
Just for the energy, yeah. I mean, just to be able to feed off each other in the room makes a big difference. Being able to see the drummer makes all the difference in the world. Like.
And how about? Do you feel that because you're recording live off the floor when you're doing a record, do you find that it becomes easier to recreate that on stage?
Man, I would like to say yes, but it's such a different experience on stage. It's like we've never ever captured like what we do on stage live like when we record a studio album, and it's like we've always tried to do that, like try to get the live spirit, but it's like you can't. Like the live show is just completely completely different animal. Like you try, but it's impossible. It's like
Now, I saw you worked with a number of different labels over the years.
we have.
That's not a bad thing. It's all experience, right? And who are you with now?
We're with SPV. They're from Germany,
Okay.
and they're all right.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not particularly strong in North America, which sucks. But they do great in Germany, and they're doing good for us in Europe. So they did have Motorhead and Ted Nugent for a while. So we were in good company, and they still have us. So they do a lot of old metal acts. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, keeping it alive over there, right?
Yeah.
Be nice if it translated over here,
Yes, it
right?
would, but we still, I mean, like our stronghold, we do better in Europe than we do anywhere else in the world. So at least our label is there, so that's good. Like North America is kind of, it's nice to play close to home, but it's definitely not where we get our bread or our butter. Like everything is in Europe. But
Wow. And that would be why the two live records were recorded in France?
yeah, we did. Well, the most recent one, the one that's coming out as a bonus disc with our new album, or it's like our reissued album. It's live and loud in Europe. That's everywhere. That's like I think there's stuff in Bratislava and Holland and Poland, and it's like we just took the best of this whole 3-week European tour, and like yeah, it's really cool, and it's bizarre the places that had the best sounding songs. Like that was Bratislava. Like Bratislava was like I think we were getting like electrocuted, and they were like feeding us like this weird fried shit backstage, and like you could still smoke indoors, and like people like didn't own cars, like they walked to get to the show, and like we never even heard of this town that we were in before, and like it's just very foreign, like really really foreign, but totally awesome. And like there was like it was a crazy weird club with a piece of shit PA, and it sounded fucking great, and the energy was fantastic, and like I think we were making fun of the audience for having cars and stuff, or not having cars. Like we have a song called Dead Man Can't, no, oh, Drunk Driving Man, that's what it was. It's like, well, you guys won't understand this because you guys don't own cars. It was like, we were being mean, we were making fun of the audience, but the recording was fucking great. So we got a couple songs from Bratislava, and I think there might be some French songs on there too, but France is like our best country in the world, easily. They love the pussy.
Yeah, I guess they do. Switching gears, what are you playing through?
Marshall, I've got a Marshall 100 watt. It's like a JCM 800 basically, with the 4 inputs. So I have to add a distortion pedal, and like what am I using now? It's a Marshall 100 watt cabinet. What is it? Am I using Celestians now? I think I'm using Celestians now.
Okay.
But we switch around. We've got a bunch of really cool old 100 watt Marshall heads that are all circa like 1969 to 74, and then we have a couple of reissues that they just came out with that are a little more. They're kind of reissues of our amps,
Okay.
like the 1959 SLP it's called, which is it's not the hand wired one, but it's really fucking good. It's a tube amp.
Tube amps.
Yeah, they're all
That's
tube
what
amps.
I was gonna say, you must have to carve a budget for tubes.
Yeah, you have to carve a budget for fucking finicky Marshall repairs, but it's worth it. It's like
How about guitar? What are you using?
I'm just using a SG. Always play an SG. Mine's like I don't know 2004 something like that. It's nothing. It's pretty stock, except for I put in I've got an EMG pickup in it right now. I've switched to EMGs about maybe a year ago because I wasn't getting enough. I don't know. I wanted something a little more with a little more bite.
Okay.
But now I'm thinking I might go back. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Got anything on the gear wish list that you want to look right into the camera and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'd really like to have."
Hey, I'd really like to have my 1964 Fender Bassman back, Ottawa. They got stolen out of the bus like 2 fucking days ago by a crackhead, and not a fucking out of the fucking bay of the bus. Like it was, we left it open for 1 second, and we're in a bad neighborhood, and someone just grabbed the top thing with a handle, and it just happened to be like a completely irreplaceable Fender Bassman with a presence knob, which is the really hard one to find. Like you can find them without the presence knob. They exist and they're expensive, but the ones with the presence knob are like we've never seen one. I think we've seen one once. Like Brian Setzer has one, and it's like so. This is like somebody stole it for crack, and hopefully someone's going to sell it to a store, which will say, hey, You're getting a reward. Thank you for selling us this. You know, here's more than you expect, and we're fucking. I mean, I don't care about arresting anyone. I just want to get the fucking amp back, like, because it's not being played. You know.
So that means check on Facebook, go have a look at this amp, and keep your eyes peeled and your ear to the ground.
We will pay you in crack if necessary. Like, we will find the fucking crack to get this fucking amp back. Like, we'll pay you more crack than whatever your dealer will give you. Like,
Is this the first time you've lost gear on
are you
tour?
kidding me? You're a fucking rock band. Jesus Christ.
I was being hopeful.
Oh God, no! We lost our two best guitarists once. Delta Airlines fucking stole them. Like we got them back in the airport. We checked him out right there in front of security, and I swear that fucking security guy phoned his friend and said, "There's a beautiful guitar coming. There's two guitars coming, and by the time you have to put them on conveyor belts, and you meet them back at the main whatever terminal. They were gone. They were gone. Nope. No, they were like, we saw them when we got off the plane to make sure they were intact, and then put them on the conveyor belt, came back, and someone was there before us, and they picked them up and took them. And it was in the high security area, it was on camera, everything, and they didn't. It was fucking
That's rotten.
Atlanta. Yeah, and then since then, I got my next guitar I had my name put in the.
Oh, good.
So if any fucking asshole steals it, they have to change their name to fucking Ruyter Size or whatever, Ruyter or whatever they want to call their band. But it's my fucking name's on it, so screw you, buddy. Like, that was disappointing. One time we had a whole box of, like, they stole all our T-shirts in Lyon, France.
That's your money.
It was really funny though, because like now we have more fans in Lyon than like how did this fucking? Oh no, it was in Lille. I was in Lille, and like. I don't know where these shirts went to, like a flea market, and then all these, oh, is this Nashville Pussy? Like, what is this? Oh, a rock band, and now we have a huge crowd there. And like somehow all these free T-shirts at a flea market gained us popularity. So thank you, thieves. That one worked out. But yeah, no, we've had shit stolen. Like, I mean, you name the province, you name the country, like.
And you can't. They're
My best leather jacket stolen in Switzerland. I had one cowboy boot stolen in Winnipeg.
one cowboy.
Yeah, it just goes on.
Some fetish freak.
I don't fucking know. I was sitting on stage barefoot. I'd kick my boots off at the end of the show, and I was sitting there, I was signing every goddamn lost autograph. Because I don't want to get off the stage. I'm just sitting there in a towel, signing autographs. My two kick-ass fucking lizard skin boots. I just bought them. Somebody stole one. I was like, what the fuck? And I still have the other one. I always had faith that some guy was gonna go, hey, remember that boot from like 1999? Like, yeah, my friend's got it. Like, get it back for me.
And maybe that friend also has that amp.
Yeah, maybe they got the amp.
Yeah, we can always hope.
Canada, come on, come through for me.
So this tour is over when?
For us, it's over on the 6th in Halifax is our last show.
Okay, and then what?
Then we're taking like a couple months off, supposedly to write. If our record label's listening. To write and record, we have to come up with some demos. We got a bunch of shit cooking. We got a billion riffs to farm through. Now we all have iPhones, so we're writing riffs like constantly and then emailing them to each other and then forgetting about it. So we have to go back home and like listen to them all and find out what actually holds water, what's good.
So you write when you're on the road.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, you have no choice. Like, shit hits you all in the weirdest moments. And, like, it's the iPhone technology now. Like, you can do voice memos and email it to yourself, and it's fan-fucking-tastic. It helps a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of people are doing that, too. So technology, you think it's serving Nashville pussy?
Well, we got a lot more shit to go through. It's a lot easier going through stuff on your computer than it is going through a giant stack of cassettes, which we also have at home. Like, we have like bags and bags of cassettes. That's just like, God, how long did I play that fucking riff for? Like, fast forward. Now, like, I don't know. I like the iPhone technology is really helping a lot.
And how about the other technology? I guess you mentioned earlier that you send music to the bass player and she takes care of her parts and sends it back. So
yeah, well, she'll listen to it and work up her own stuff. So that's really because she lives in Denver and we all live in Atlanta, so it makes it a lot easier that way. We don't have to all sit around in the same room and do it. Like,
it gives you a little bit of space and to do it when you're in flow, right?
Yeah, that too. Plus, I mean, like, Jeremy, Blaine, and I have been the band since the beginning, and so we have a certain energy that works. And like, there's only one way to do these songs, and it's our way. It's like there's only one right way. And like when we get in a room and the three of us are together, it comes out like instantly. It's like, and like to add anybody, even a producer in that mix, is like kind of not a good idea at the beginning. Like when we're building the foundations of these songs, like it's like there's only one way to do it, and it's our way.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that'll keep you sounding like Nashville Pussy
Yeah.
and not like somebody.
Yeah. And then we can start fighting with the producer and the bass player later. You know?
Yeah, well, and that's half the fun, right?
Yep.
And it's 3 against 1 or 3 against 2 at best, so it works okay. Well, I thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, and I wish you a great show. Looking forward to it. Thank you.